Hey, English learners, welcome back to Spark and Speak, your favorite place to learn real English. And today, we are going to fix 60 words. 60 words that confuse English learners every single day. Words that look almost the same. Words that sound almost the same. Words that make you stop in the middle of a sentence and think, wait, which one do I use? I have made this mistake. My students have made this mistake. Maybe you are making it right now and you do not even know it, so stay with me. By the end of this video, 60 confusing words are going to feel simple. Really simple. Let's go. Okay, so let me paint a picture for you. You are at the supermarket in Germany or Poland or Spain, wherever you are. Someone asks you a small question. And in your head, for half a second, two English words fight each other. Effect or effect. Then or than. Say or tell. You freeze just for a second, and then you pick one and hope it's right. This happens to almost every English learner, no matter the level. It is not because you are bad at English. It is because English is full of little word traps. Words that look like twins but mean completely different things. Words borrowed from French and Latin that ended up close together on purpose, almost like the language wanted to trick us. Here is something interesting. Language researchers and teachers at places like the British Council and Cambridge consistently point to the same small group of word pairs as the ones that trip up learners across every country, every level. Not because those words are rare, because they are common. You use them every single day, so the mistake happens every single day too. So today, we are not doing grammar theory. We are doing 60 real fixes. Quick, clear, and useful the next time you open your mouth. All right, let's start with a group that confuses almost everyone first. Accents. Group 1. Do and make here is the simple rule. Do is for actions, tasks, and things without a clear result. Make is for creating something, building something, producing something. You do the dishes. You do your homework. You do a favor. You make a cake. You make a mistake. You make a decision. Quick trick, if you can hold it in your hand at the end, it's probably Mike. A cake, a mistake, a plan. If it's a task or duty, it's do. Say, tell, speak, and talk. 4 words, 1 headache. Here's how to separate them fast. Say is about the words themselves. She said hello. Tell needs a person after it. She told me the truth. You cannot say, she said me. That's the classic mistake, and I hear it constantly. Speak is more formal, often about ability or language. I speak English. Can I speak to the manager? Talk is casual, a conversation. We talked for hours, so remember, tell always wants someone right after it. That one fix alone will clean up a mistake you are probably making right now. Borrow and lend. This one flips direction, and that's exactly why it confuses people. If I give you money, I lend it to you. If you take money from me, you borrow it from me. Same money, same moment, 2 different words depending on who is doing what. Can I borrow your pen, not can I lend your pen. That second one is backwards and native speakers notice it instantly. But here's the thing, those 4 words are just the beginning. Because next we are going into the words that don't just confuse learners, they confuse spell check too. It's and its, with the apostrophe, always means it is or it has. It's, no apostrophe, shows possession, like his or her. The dog wagged its tail. No apostrophe because the tail belongs to the dog. It's raining. Apostrophe because it means it is raining. Quick test. Say the sentence with it is instead. If it still makes sense, use the apostrophe. Your and your, same trick. Your means you are. Your shows possession. You're doing great. Is this your bag? If you can replace it with you are and the sentence still works, you need the apostrophe version. There, and there. 3 words, 1 sound, 3 jobs. There shows possession. It belongs to them. There shows a place over there. There means they are. Their house is over there, and they're arriving soon. All 3 in one sentence, and now you can hear exactly why each one is used. Okay, take a breath. That was a lot, but you're already handling it. Now let's go into the pairs that mix up native speakers too, so if you get these right, you're already ahead of a lot of people. Affect and effect is almost always a verb, an action. It means to influence something. Effect is almost always a noun, a result. The weather affected my mood. Verb, action. The effect of the weather was obvious. Noun, result. Simple memory trick, A for affect, A for action. Then and then compares 2 things. Then is about time or sequence. She is taller than me. Comparison. First we ate, then we left. Time sequence. If you're comparing, it's then. If you're talking about what happens next, it's then. If you're talking about what happens next, it's then. Accept and accept. Accept means to agree to receive something. Accept means excluding, leaving something out. I accept your apology. Everyone came except him. One brings something in, one leaves something out. Opposite feelings, opposite words. Now, here's a group that trips up people because the meaning feels almost the same, but the direction is completely different. Bring and take. Bring is toward the speaker's location. Take is away from the speaker's location. Bring your umbrella here, toward me. Take the umbrella with you, away from me. Picture yourself standing in the room. If it's moving toward you, bring. If it's moving away, take. Come and go. Same logic. Come is toward the speaker. Go is away from the speaker. Come here. Let's go there. This one seems small, but it changes the whole feeling of a sentence when you get the direction wrong, so it's worth locking in now. Few and little, many and much. Few and many go with countable things, things you can count one by one. Little and much go with uncountable things. I have few friends. Countable. I have little time. Uncountable. You can't count time as 1, 2, 3. I have many books. Countable. I have much patience. Uncountable. So the question to ask yourself is simple. Can I count it? Books, yes. Patience, no. We are moving fast. And honestly, that's on purpose, because these next words are the ones that even fluent speakers Google to double-check. Beside, and beside. Beside means physically next to something. Besides means in addition to or apart from. She sat beside me. Physical location. Besides coffee, I also love tea. Addition. Farther and further. Farther is for physical distance. Further is for degree or extension of an idea. The store is farther than I thought. Physical distance. Let's discuss this further. Idea, not distance. Complement and complement. Complement means something that completes or goes well with something else. Compliment means a nice comment about someone. The wine complements the meal. Goes well together. He gave her a compliment. A nice comment. Easy memory trick. Compliment has an I like you, which is basically what a compliment is. Stationary and stationary. Stationary with an A means not moving. Stationary with an A means paper and pens, writing materials. The car remains stationary. Not moving. I bought new stationery for school. Paper and pens. Advice and advise is the noun, the thing you receive. Advise is the verb, the action of giving it. She gave me good advice. Noun. She advised me to rest. Verb. Notice the sound difference too. Advise ends soft. Advise ends with more of a Z sound. Loose and loose. Loose means not tight. Lose means to not have something anymore or to fail to win. These pants are loose, not tight. Don't lose your keys. Misplace something. This is one of the most common spelling mistakes in English, even among native speakers. So if you already know this one, you're doing better than a lot of people. Principal and principal is a person, usually the head of a school, or it means main or most important. Principle is an idea, a rule you believe in. The principle called a meeting. Person. Honesty is one of my principles. Idea, belief. All right, you have made it through a huge chunk of these already. I want you to notice something. None of these were actually hard once we broke them down. The confusion was never about intelligence. It was about nobody explaining it simply before. A few more quick fixes before we wrap this section. Desert and desert. 1 S is the dry sand place. 2 S's the sweet thing after dinner. Easy trick, dessert has 2 S's because you always want a second helping. Quiet and quite. Quiet means silent. Quite means fairly or completely. The room was quiet. I'm quite tired. Weather and weather. Weather is rain, sun, snow. Weather means if, used when choosing between options. I don't know whether to go. Breath and breathe. Breath is the noun, the air itself. Breathe is the verb, the action. Take a deep breath. Breathe slowly. Accept and accept we already covered, but here's a bonus twin. Adapt and adopt. Adapt means to adjust to something. Adopt means to take on or take in, like adopting a habit or a pet. Immigrate and immigrate. Emigrate is leaving your country. Immigrate is arriving in a new one. Same move, different word depending on direction, just like bring and take. Historic and historic. And historic means famous or important in history. Historical simply means related to the past. It doesn't have to be famous. Every historic event is historical, but not every historical event is historic. Continual and continuous. Continual means repeated with small breaks. Continuous means non-stop, without any break. Continual interruptions means it keeps happening again and again. Continuous rain means it never stopped once. Envy and jealousy. Envy is wanting what someone else has. Jealousy is fear of losing something you already have, often used with relationships. Fewer and less. Same rule as few and many, fewer for countable things, less for uncountable. Fewer people, less money. Amount and number. Same logic again. Number is for countable things. Amount is for uncountable things. A number of people. An amount of money. Sometime, sometimes, and sometime. Sometime means at an unspecified point. Sometime means at an unspecified point. Sometime means at an unspecified point. Sometime means a duration, an amount of time. Let's meet sometime. I sometimes forget. I need some time. That is a lot of ground covered, and here is the surprising fact I promised you at the start. Almost none of these mistakes come from grammar rules being hard. They come from two words sitting too close together in meaning, sound, or spelling. Once you separate them clearly, one time, your brain remembers it almost automatically. That is exactly what we just did with 60 of them. Okay, let's bring this all together. We went through action words like do and make, say and tell. We fixed direction words like bring and take, come and go. We cleaned up the apostrophe traps, it's and its, your and your, there and there. We separated affect from effect, then from then, accept from accept. And we finished with the pairs that even native speakers mix up: loose and lose, principle and principle, complement and complement. Here's the thing that matters most. You don't need to memorize 60 rules today. You just need to remember that these words exist as pairs, and next time you hesitate, your brain will already start searching for the difference, because now it knows to look. I am genuinely proud of you for staying with me through all 60 of these. That is real effort, and effort is exactly how fluency happens, little by little, word by word. Tell me in the comments which pair confused you the most. Was it affect and effect? Or maybe borrow and lend? I really want to know, so drop it below. If this video helped you even a little, hit subscribe, because we do this every single day here at Spark and Speak. Real English, real help, real progress. And next time, we're going to talk about something that quietly ruins your English, even when your grammar is perfect, the way you actually sound when you speak. You do not want to miss that one.